Hi everyone, it's Dave here, and today I want to give you my thoughts on a recent pickup that I've got. So I hope you're all doing well out there in internet land, guys, and today I'm going to talk to you about this. This is Legacy Filch, and she is looking really good, based on a character that appeared in the TV show Robots in Disguise, the 2015 edition rather than the older version, which is a show I really enjoyed and watched with my now teenage son when he was younger. And Filch was in one episode of that, mostly in her bird mode, and a really fun character to watch. Unfortunately, never got a toy in the original toy line for the show, but now thank you to the design team and Hasbro for giving us a version of this character in toy form. And she is not exactly a representation of what we got in the show. She's clearly her own thing, and a remold of the Kingdom Air Razor mold, but they've done enough here to remold certain parts to make it a solid representation of the character that appeared in the show, whilst still being her own thing entirely as well. So for example, they've remolded the lower legs so they look more like she was, and they've given her these round pieces on the shoulders, which if I show you Kingdom Air Razor, I've got her right here, you'll see how they're different to the pointy bits. The bird head, which is in the chest, the actual head sculpt is different, and the wings and backpack piece, which are more robotic in nature rather than the feathered wings, the more organic look we got with Air Razor. One piece I would have liked them to remold is this tail piece, because that maintains the more organic feathered look. It's not a deal breaker. It would have been nice if that was more robotic in keeping with the other new mould wings. Unfortunately, the leg remoulding has made the back of the legs more gappy, which is a shame, but again, not the end of the world. And overall, really good looking toy, and yeah, I like the colours on her. The head sculpt looks great with this kind of swept back feathered look, but sharp robotic feathered look. And yet the piece in here, which turns into the bird mode head, is really nicely done. And all the different shades of blue and purple. The hands are sort of a grey purple. Just the breakup of the colours all the way through is really well done. So you get like hints of different colours broken up all the way up. A nice contrast in there. Really nice moulded details in the underside of the wings and things, so you can see them there. And that Air Razor already a fantastic mould. Yeah, the remoulded pieces make this look really distinct and really different, and it does represent this character of Filch from Robots in Disguise really well. So I'm super pleased to have this, and yeah, so good. And if we have a look, in terms of articulation, it is fairly standard, but I will just mention she doesn't have wrist swivels, same as Air Razor, which is a shame. Some of the articulation in the shoulders is hindered by the backpack pieces, but not terribly. You can get, I suppose, what you would consider a natural range of motion for a human in terms of the arms, and the legs will kick up nicely to the front, but they do sort of go out to the side. If you've got this crotch piece down, you can flip it up to keep it in more, but then you can see a bit of mess underneath that you wouldn't necessarily want to see. The knee does bend nice and deep, which is I suppose an advantage of having a bit of gapping in the back, and the feet don't tilt very far to the sides. They're on a ball joint. They do tilt a bit more kind of downwards because of the shape of the feet, but not so far forwards. But one good thing is you can swivel them side to side, which could help you for certain poses. In terms of accessories, the only thing you get with her is these wing pieces, which do pop off, and in the official configuration on the box art, they do go into the arm. like this, which is more akin to how she is represented in artwork for the original show. She's mostly in bird mode in the cartoon itself, but I think probably the best representation of her robot mode was on a card that came with a tiny blind pack figure for her, which gives a better showing of how the robot mode should look. So yeah, that's more accurate technically, but I like keeping them in the back and having them kind of spread out behind her. I just think that looks really cool. So for me, that's how they're going to be, and I'm displaying her in robot mode like this. And apart from that, that's it for the accessories, the two wings. But I do like to use this little hook, which came with my Legacy axle grease, which I don't think necessarily suits axle grease that well. So I'm letting Filch borrow it. Obviously, this hook has come with several different uses of that mould, like scrap hook and lockdown as well. And I think this suits her nicely. Goes with the Star Raiders theme that they've gone with for this set of figures, and has a nice little hook. So I'm just lending her that. That's not actually something she comes with. So I'm going to give this a transformation so we can have a look at the alt mode as well. Before I do, I'll just give you a quick look at her next to Strong Arm, who is probably her natural rival as another character, an Autobot from Robots in Disguise. So there we go, and they do look good together, so that's excellent that they've made those in a way that they will display really nicely together. So let's get her transformed and we'll see how she looks. So there we go, that's Filch in her bird mode, and she's nice and swoopy. I love all this robotic detailing on the wings and a nice contrasting line of purple against the dark blue there. Again, because it's a remold and they haven't remoulded all the parts, there are some bits that maintain that more organic looking feathered look. Obviously the tails are more prominent, but there's some little bits in here as well, and that's a shame because it would have been nice to be more robotic throughout, but it's not a deal breaker at all, and it still looks really lovely. And I like that remoulded piece on the back there with a little bit sticking up. Yeah, that looks really nice. The face is really good. You can open the jaw as well, which is good, and the head does have some movement, just rotating side to side, but that's nice just to give you a little bit of attitude from the bird. And the legs can still move around and the feet and things underneath, so you're able to get some different poses, and it's nice to get some articulation and posing in an alt mode. If you're used to having car transformers, you don't really get much apart from you can wheel them backwards and forwards, so it is nice when you get something like this that's an animal mode. You can have a bit more movement in it, something different. And yeah, the wings can fold down to the sides if you want to just have a sitting as well, and you can move these bits up and down where they're pegged in. So you've got some decent options for movement there, and overall, yeah, she looks really cool. Super pleased with her. I'll give you a comparison here next to the maximal Skywarp use of the Air Razor mould. And you can see where they've changed, particularly on the wings and the head sculpt and the back piece, to make something more robotic looking in nature. And very, very cool. And both excellent toys in their own way. And then for a different comparison, here's Earthspark Deluxe Class Nightshade. Two flying beasties, both looking excellent in their own ways. So that's my thoughts, guys, on Legacy United Filch, and she is really, really good. I'm really, really pleased with how she's turned out. As a big fan of the show that she was in, and given that she'd never had a toy until now, yeah, really delighted, really glad to have this one in my collection. So let me know, guys, in the comments, what do you think of this? Do you have it? Do you like it? Are you thinking of getting it? Yeah, what do you think about this one? And I'm looking forward to hearing what you've got to say on that matter. Thank you as always for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.